Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Well, my name's Jade, and this is The Rant. And today it's the return, and I've got a lot to say. Got one job, the shitification of stuff. It's pulled me out of the wilderness, and I need to talk. Let's do it. Hello. Welcome to the show. My name is Jade, and this is The Rant, and we're back. This is the return, and I know I've had some people tell me they missed the rant. I missed the rant, and there's a reason why things did go away. I kind of explained it when I said the rant was going away, but you know what? Oh, man, I tried something new, and I failed, right? We all fail. So welcome to the show. I hope you're doing okay, right? Because I do. I care. So if you're in the chat, hello, I'll call your name. Let's do the roll call now. I'm sure some people will join as we go on. Capsalam, what's going on, Capsalam? Good to see you. Chris Lane Sr.'s here for the rant. Stay for the coffee. We're back, baby. Thomas Christ, hello to you. Who else? Jenny Jolivet, the doctor, is in the house. Hello to you. Dave Bop's bopping his head into the chat. Forrester the Wolf, Joe Glenn, g'day. Who else? Hello. Hi, Laura. Who else do we see as I have a look down through the Pausing Guitars? What's going on, Pausing Guitars? Well. Now, I may lose my voice a little bit. Yesterday was a really, really big day across YouTube for many artists. The Camp G-May Kurt Fest 2 was on, and boy, it was awesome, right? And lots of great performers. As always, when G-May puts on a really good performance. Dave Bop's in the house. He's bopped. Thank you for the £2, Dave. It was a massive day yesterday, like lots of performers. And for myself even, because I did 3 streams yesterday, right? I did Patreon for my Patreons. Then I did a live performance for the opening hour. And then I had to wait hours and hours, which I'm not complaining about because I got to sit through some really, really cool acts. And you know what? Yesterday at Kurt Fest, for Kurt Kasprick, who we all miss dearly, and of course for Justine too, because she survives Kurt, and we love Justine as well. And I'll make sure I've got live chat on, because when Justine comes in the chat, for some reason I can't see her. And we'll talk about how broken some things are at the moment, right? With a whole bunch of shit is going on around the world, technology, a whole lot of stuff, right? But yesterday, everybody bought their A game, right? Everybody got into it. Everybody it was just amazing. So many original songs, and just high quality. Leela was sexy, schmexy. Gary Hubbs he abused the shit out of his instrument. Didn't you, Gary? Hey? Chris Lane Sr. bought his A game. Everybody bought their A game, right? And people were just, look, Empirism closing the show with the beautiful montages of Kurt. Just so much thought people have put into all this stuff. And G-May bringing it all together, hosting such a great thing. He does these 4 festivals every year, and it's just, and a special mention to Gary Hubbs, that amazing mural that he made. Gary, every time there's a festival on, Gary steps it up and does it with just unique stuff, like, backstage passes, and he always has something really special. It's the one thing about Gary Hubbs I love a lot, right? I've known Gary a long time, and it's even when he collabs and does some secret song for people, or when there's an event on like that, he always has something that he's gone ahead and made that is really special, right? He's a very thoughtful person, Gary Hubbs, and if you're not subscribed to him, what are you doing, right? Fat Panda Cat, hello to you as well. G-May's channel, it was a massive event. So many great artists performed, and I performed as well. Take that as you will, right? It is, and it was just fantastic. So many people giving up their time to come on and perform. And look forward to the next one, because G-May just puts on great stuff, right? Let me get rid of this comment. So we've got that out the way. I've licked a few arseholes, right? we've done all that. I've got my coffee. I'm feeling kind of hyped up about today because I need to explain. We took the rant away, right? So, and I know everyone was like, yeah, you're going to bring it back. And of course, I think one of the main reasons I stopped doing the rant, Hugh Caldwell is in the house as well too. One of the main reasons I stopped doing the rant was out of fear of myself. I know I'm a very emotional human being, right? I'm on hormones. What can I say? Tangent, Cam. I'm a bitch. Right? And I felt like the rant was going down. Denise, Lance, mwah, I loved performing the maze, and I felt like that was a really different version. Denise, you're a legend. I was scared of myself for the rant, right? I felt like because I get very emotionally invested in stuff, I felt like the rants I was doing was starting to get political, and I was starting to introduce stuff that doesn't need to be spoken about here on this channel. You know, like the entire cabal of the political and all the people in control, the billionaires are all right? And I was starting to say that stuff. And I don't really want to talk about that because I'm here to entertain and have fun and teach and do all that kind of stuff, right? And I felt like I was going down that hole. Plus, if you didn't already know, I'm kind of on this Ozempic trip at the moment. And apparently, it gives you this thing called like Ozempic split personality. And I was starting to feel a little bit, you know what I mean? So I didn't want to like go cuckoo for caca and say he fucked up shit. Oh, look, listen, buddy. All right, bitch. Don't sit there with your little crystal ball. Fucking, I knew it. I knew you'd be back. Bubbles. Urban, originally Urban. I see you there. Shaking that ass. Shaking that ass. But I'm explaining, right? I was doing it for your own safety. Because I care. Right? And look, I made a mistake. And this is the thing. You need to admit to your mistakes because we all make mistakes. Nobody's fucking perfect, are they? And I really missed doing this. And you know what the problem was? I actually forgot why I was doing this. And the reason was because it gets to Monday morning and I work so hard here on this channel, learning to do tutorials every week, you know, doing opening hours, organizing an interview every week with artists. And it's just a busy week, and doing Unearthed, where I go out and film and try and find music and for all that. And I forgot that I do the rant not just to rant, but it's to have a one show a week where I can just get up here, turn on the camera and just hang out with you all and talk shit. It doesn't matter what I talk about, right? It's just to hang out and have some fun. So I think I got overcritical on myself and thought, oh, plus on top of that, let's not like, let's try to not ignore this shit. YouTube at the moment is really fucked. It's really, really fucked. YouTube, it's really messy. And it's not just like YouTube, it's the enshittification of everything. And see, this is what happens on the rant too. I get all excited and I start spitting all over the camera. But it's everything, right? It's everything. It's this enshittification of stuff. And I remember back in the day when everything was, there would be an update to software and things would be beta tested and checked and things would be worked out before they're done. And these days, across all kinds of software, and YouTube included, they just like update this shit. Even halfway through a stream, you're live and all of a sudden the chat just goes stupid and nobody's comments are being seen. And you're like, did YouTube just update their entire system while I'm streaming? It just seems like they don't give a fuck about the user experience. And I'm going to start with this today, right? With YouTube working. So you start out on YouTube and it still is fun. I love doing YouTube, right? But then once you start getting monetized, you have to sign all these agreements and Google's your boss and all this stuff. And I've worked for a lot of people and I've never had a boss that just doesn't give a fuck if I live or die. And I know, look, I know YouTube provide countless terabytes and terabytes, whatever they are, of space for us to upload our videos, and a fantastic platform to be able to do this, right? But they kind of talk out of one side of their mouth, and then the other shit comes out of the other side of their mouth, where they're like, we want the best for creators. We're going to give you tools and we're going to do all these things. And it's fantastic. And then they just change the fucking algorithm and start investing all the energy into shorts. And you're just sitting there going, so do you care? Like, do you fucking care or what? Like, because ultimately, right, we as content creators, we produce content, and then advertisers decide if they want to advertise with us. So if you're putting out good content and people are advertising, like, yeah. And I don't see where the advertisers are advertising with shorts. And I don't, you know what, I've always been this kind of person, right, where the long term, the long form, like the goal, the vision at the end of it, right? The destination, the place where you're going to get to, that's really important, and you should have a destination. And I think shorts is a shortcut. It's like this cheap shortcut that YouTube's trying to go down to, like, reach out to all these idiots on TikTok. Exactly, Laura. People on TikTok who are just, right? Scooping through this shit that is just like totally fucking brain rotting people. And if anything, we need to like get more people engaged and learning and wanting to know more and waking up to what's going on in the world, right? And I guess that's the thing, isn't it, right? These people in power who control all our data and all this stuff, at the same time, they want us to remain stupid. They want us to, you know, do the, they want us to be like that. And they don't want us to pay attention to what's going on. Look over there, look over this. Don't pay attention to here because, you know, you're a conspiracy theorist. And all that kind of stuff. But it just feels weird, like working for someone like YouTube, where you do your best. And, you know, you watch all the videos about how to have a good thumbnail, and you try, look, you have all the stupid, look at my thumbnail. I'm stupid. You do all the things that they tell you with thumbnails and all that kind of stuff. And you bust your ass, you try and create content that's varied and entertaining, and then you just watch videos just fall down, where the same content like a month or 2 months ago was smashing it. And you think, well, I haven't changed anything. I haven't changed. So it's got to be you, Tube. It's got to be you, right? It has to be. Because like, as much as, and this is the thing too, that's part of the reason I changed the rant, was to change things up. You know, I didn't know if you guys were getting sick of me sitting here talking shit every Monday or Sunday for you if you're in the US and UK. Right? So you can't gauge. You know what I should have done, and I did it wrong. I should have asked you, because you're the people who continue to support me, right? But this shorts caper, it really is fucking dog shit. It really is. It's, I don't know, like you see people who are doing live streams. Let's talk about what happened with Kurtfest 2 yesterday, right? So we had 2 streams running. And I get it, right? I get it. People want to grab some of the views from the shorts because you get that casual, they're scrolling. The problem is it's short-term relief. It's like a hand job and somebody's hand falls off halfway through and you're like, what happened? Right? It's short-term relief. And a lot of those people that you're going to get as subscribers through those vertical streams, like who are just scrolling, aren't going to come back. And that's one of the most poisonous things that can happen to a YouTube channel, is if you get a shitload of subscribers and none of them watch your content. That's really, really bad. I mean, this is the whole problem with people who purchase, who run Google ads. It looks great. It looks like your video gets a whole lot of views. Unfortunately, the views only go for like 10 seconds. And even if you get subscribers from it and get a large number, those people aren't watching. They're not, your future proof of your videos is not future proof, because those people are just, they're just clicks, right? And then they're not coming back when they do get a notification. Does anybody get notifications anymore? Like, it's funny. I get them for stuff that I don't even watch anymore. And that's the problem, right? And I should be taking my own advice. And when I get those notifications for people who you subscribe to who you haven't watched a video for in ages, unsubscribe. You're probably doing them a favor, right? That's the thing. Let me catch up here. You love the rant? I'm glad. Gary loves the rant. Joe loves my T-shirt. Joe loves the T-shirt. Yeah, look, I've been turning off notifications because life's so busy, eh? Life is so busy. But look, it's not only YouTube, man. It's so many things across the interwebs that are just dog shit. Like, I don't know. I've been seeing a lot of people this weekend talking about their comments not happening in chat. We saw Lewis, who was over on my opening hour yesterday. He was typing comments for my entire performance, the entire show, and not one of his comments was showing up. What is that? Why does every time I have to go into a stream, I have to make sure I'm on top, on live chat, because I can't see any Justine Kasperik's chats? Why do they? Why is that? Can we get some help? You love my artist. I love that guitar too, Kurt. Kurt, what am I saying? Hugh. I'm so pumped I called you Kurt. Hugh, I love that guitar. And it's, you know what? It's been a pleasure playing it on performances. And I'm going to be playing it lots more because it feels so nice to play. And when something's really nice to touch, you should touch it more. Ponder on that. Too much information running through your brain. Information is driving me insane. Well, you know what the cure for that is, Jenny? Get on to TikTok. That'll fix everything. Within an hour, you'll be, right? It doesn't take long. My Friday stream hasn't finished uploading yet. 25. I know that's been happening a lot too, Gary. Isn't that really weird? Like, you get so used to this stuff, right? That you finish your live stream and then it's normally in 12 hours. It's available and all the comments have been aligned with all the video and all that stuff. And then you look at it and go, hang on, it's like 32 hours. What's happened? What's different? There's somebody, right? There's one of these people in every fucking like corporation. And I've said this before on the channel, right? They've got a long ponytail and a suit and they try and look hip. And they're always in a board meeting and somebody goes, everybody, this is Peter. Peter's new to the team. He's a youth experienced coordinator who knows how to get through to the youth, and he's got some really good ideas. Over to you, Peter. And Peter's like, well, I think we should do major updates while people are live streaming on YouTube. Oh, great idea. Great idea. You know what? Here's the thing, right? In the old days on the interwebs with like chat clients and things like that, what would happen is you would get a notification, everybody would get a notification say, this program is going down for upkeeping. And they would do all their software updates and then the program would come on. I would not give an absolute shit if YouTube did that. If we all got a notification saying YouTube's going down for 10 minutes for maintenance and that happened, and then when it came back, we're all like, oh, wow, how good. Now, obviously, right, you're going to get those people who, freak out and think, the sky's falling, there's no YouTube. And they're going to lose their shit and be on forums going on X and all that stuff, freaking out and all that shit. But I would rather they did that instead of just like this random shitification of just changing things mid and it not working. I mean, that's the problem too. Like, and then we've done shows on this too with these rants about beta testers. Again, back in the day, they used to beta test all this stuff. Somebody would try it out and make sure the bugs were knocked out first, and then it would happen, and then we'd all go, "Oh wow, that's really good." But these days, the problem is with beta testers, and we've discussed this, is beta testers don't beta test. They just want to be the one to go, "I've got the early update," and it's like, yeah, can you try and break it? Because that's your job as a beta tester. Just break the fuck out of it. Like recently, last week, was it last week? I can't remember. J8 Synth by Audio Kit, covered it here on the show. I was on the beta for like 3 months, two and a half months. And I didn't even use it once to make any music. All I would do is open it each day and just press all the buttons and just try and fucking break the shit out of it to try and test it to find the things that, you know, because when you beta test, you got to do all the things that you think the stupidest person on the earth would do. You got to get into the shoes of a stupid person. And you got to do all the like, oh, I'll just turn all the buttons at the same time. You got to do that. And that's how it works. You just break everything because that's how you find the bugs, right? It's always the stupid, really weird stuff that you never expect, right? But this is a common thing across everything. You know, you had one job. I say that so much, it's ridiculous. Wherever I go, it feels like that's one of my most used sayings when I do leave the house, right? Or even, I mean, we've all had it, yeah? You've all ordered Uber Eats, and you shouldn't, right? Because you'll get fat, and you'll end up being like me and having to take Ozempic to lose all the Uber Eats gut. But you've all had it, right? Where you order Uber Eats, and you can watch the guy on the map driving past your house. And it's like, you sit there and go, but I dropped a pin. I literally dropped a pin. Like, it's on my house. How do you do it? And then you watch them drive around in a circle, and then they get to your house. And it's like, sorry. It's like, hey, dickhead, I can see you driving around in a circle. One job. Like, why would you get into that kind of job if you're really shit with directions and you're not good at driving and you don't know your way around? I've jumped into Ubers before and had the guy say, yeah, I don't really know where I'm going. I'm not from around here. Then why are you in this area? What the fuck? I'll never understand it. Brad Example, a great performance for Brad Example yesterday at Kurtfest. I'll never understand that shit, right? I'll never understand it. It's like fucking, yeah. And you know, people wonder why at supermarkets people have been replaced by automatic robot checkouts, right? This is why. Now, here in Australia, I don't know what it's like. Well, I do know because I've lived in America, right? And every time I went to a supermarket in America and they were like paper or whatever, I never really had anybody in a supermarket want to have a conversation with me for a really long time. See, here in Australia, right, supermarket checkout people during the daytime, they hire a lot of like middle-aged to elderly, like grandmas, and they put them on the checkout. And you go through and it's like, yeah, I've just got 3 things. I just don't like the automatic checkouts. And they're like, oh, how's your day going? My friend Doris had her pancreas removed. I'm just like, listen, one job. I should have gone to the fucking machine. I don't want to know about Doris's pancreas, right? I don't want to know about it. I don't care. Because you know what? You know what the best thing to do around that is when they start talking about their health and stuff? Just tell them that you like sticking things in the eye of your genitals. Just tell them. Just say it. Say it out loud. Really loud. Just say it. Say something very weird and just make them feel uncomfortable. It works all the time. Put the onus back on them. Let them, you know, and just do it. Well, that's another thing. Look, this is just a random tangent show today because we're back. Next week we'll have a topic. But this is the thing, right? How many times have you gone these days to a supermarket or to a shop and you've scraped the barrel of the behind the couch coins and you've gone there and you've pulled out the coins and dropped them all down and they go, sorry, we don't accept coins in that number. It's fucking legal tender. What are you talking about? It's fucking money. You don't get to decide. You don't get to tell me, right? Just because it's $35.05 pieces, you don't get to tell me how I deliver you the money. Just take it, shut the fuck up. You know what the thing is too? Because a lot of these people at some point during the day in their businesses will send somebody to the bank to get more change. And I'm just like saving them the hassle. Tell me more about Doris. Listen, Barry, you and your Doris problem needs to be fixed up. Look, it's a lot of things, right? I could sit here for hours and cover so many different things. The enshittification of so many things. Television sets, right? Fuck, man. Black Friday. You see Black Friday come around every year and we watch the videos of people in Walmart punching each other over a fucking $150 40-inch television. And you're just watching going, you do know that thing's going to break like a month before the warranty expires next year. And you're just going to be here back next year buying another one. But you keep punching, man, over that stupid cheap TV. Everything, right? And you know, the enshittification of just stuff that breaks. Oh, man, I got to fix this. It's really doing my head in. Sorry, we got to do some housekeeping. Talk amongst yourselves. Oh, I keep spitting all over the fucking camera and there's just spit everywhere. God, look at that. It's disgusting. Oh, is that better? Are we good yet? Right. What was I fucking saying? Shit just doesn't work anymore. Like, and there's no place to get it repaired. Can you imagine? Right? It's in spitification, Jenny, absolutely. Could you imagine taking a $150 television that you bought from Walmart on Black Friday to a TV repair shop these days? They'd look at you like, what? You want me to fix that? It just wouldn't happen, would it? Right? Does anyone even think to do that? Like my TV broke recently. It just all of a sudden decided to go, wee. I do need a squeegee, don't I? That would look cruel. Maybe I'll get a windshield wiper that goes across. Yeah, and that's it, Barry, sorry. That is it. See, there it is right there. If you can find a repair person. Where have they all gone? Do you think there's an island? Somewhere on the planet, there's an island and there's all these TV repairmen with pants like hanging down. You can see their bum crack. They've got plumber's crack. And they're all on this island going, wish I had something to repair. Right? Because everything's just junk, isn't it? Everything's made junk. And even like computer repair shops and stuff. You remember the outroar, right? The uproar when Apple were like, yeah, you buy a computer now, you can't open it up and change the hard drive. And people were like, oh, Apple. And now every fucker does it, right? Remember the headphone jacks? Same world. Everyone's like, oh, there's no headphone jack on the fucking iPhone. People are running around fucking eating dogs and cats. They're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. People are freaking out. And, I even remember when Apple removed the headphone jacks, even Samsung ran an advertising campaign saying, and our phones have headphone jacks. And now nobody has headphone jacks at all. Nobody. It's just gone, right? Putting all those people out of work. And it's so funny because everyone's so focused right at the moment about AI stealing everybody's jobs. Jobs, same thing. But everyone's so worried about that. But at the same time, the enshittification of entire job sectors vanishing has been going on all the time, even just with like the headphone jack removal and computer repair stores, right? So much work they have lost, and that's you don't think about that, right? Because everyone focuses on stupid AI and shit like that. Yes, well, I did explain, Professor Boomer, at the start of the show, that I was only ending the rant for your own safety. Because I was getting really upset all the time. And I was losing the concept of trying to keep this funny. Because listen, this stuff really doesn't, I don't get fucking really upset that much and sit and, stew on this shit. This is just a chance for me to talk shit on a Monday morning in Australia and try and make you guys have a little bit of a laugh and do everyone's favourite zoom in camera shots. Scott Kid 64 for you. Hello to you as well. So, and I just felt like I needed a break because I was getting really, really pissed off. And it was because of all of this Epstein stuff. It's just this Epstein stuff, man. It's everywhere you turn. And it's really disheartening to see all that stuff, to realize that, yes, these people are, where's my censor button? Shit. Right, they are. And but that's not what this is about. So it's to have some fun and laugh and all that kind of stuff. But look, even with Apple, and I'm the biggest Apple fangirl. I'm fucking love Apple, right? And I bitch about them a lot. And I'll tell you why. Because I love the product so much. I fucking care. And it disheartens me to see what's going on with Apple and their focus on services, which don't really work that well. And so many problems and bugs and things that just don't work. But I mean, this is the thing. Is it just me? Have I forgotten that Apple's always been like this? Because when you go through Apple's history, they don't really have a good history of always releasing high quality products that stand the test of time. They've released more shit products than they've released good ones in their history. Kind of like Google, right? Think about how many things Google have released and gone, oh, this is amazing. You guys are going to love it, right? You get no, it's everything. And then in about 7 months, they're like, we're discontinuing that thing that we told you you'd all love because nobody loved it. You all hated it so much, right? But even Apple, like they basically went bankrupt because of some of the stupid ideas they had and some of the crap that they put out. Right? And Jobs was just as guilty. The problem has been with Apple, above everything else, like Tim Cook was probably the best person to take over when Steve Jobs died, business-wise. But there was always going to be a period in Apple's time when all those ideas that were stockpiled up that Steve Jobs left behind for Tim Cook, they were going to run out. And then you're relying on somebody who's not really innovative and is kind of just a numbers guy. And that's what's happened. And unfortunately, during the process of all those innovative things that Steve Jobs left for Tim Cook to be able to explore and release, a lot of the great people behind Apple, the great engineers and software developers, fucked off somewhere else. They all left and they went to other companies. Most of them to AI companies. And I'm sure most of them are sitting there right now going, fuck, what do I do, man? This AI thing's not going to pan out. The bubble's going to burst really, really soon and we're going to be left holding the bag. The bag! Apple has announced that the newest iPhone will have a pre-cracked screen. Well, that's the thing. Look, the thing is with that kind of shit, with broken screens, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? People are going to drop phones and they've got to have a screen. You can't use the screens they put on these new folds. They're fucking plastic, man. They're just like pressing on plastic. I swear to God, if Apple release a fold, I will be so disappointed. I don't want to fold my phone up. Listen. I get anxiety folding my clothes. I look at them in the basket and go, oh, fuck. I don't want to fold my phone. I just want to use it. What? Who does it benefit? I'll never understand. Who does it benefit? Like, what are you at, a party and everybody's got unfoldable phones and then you pull out your phone and go, look at me. It folds. And what, instant dick suck in the back of the fucking club? No, that's not going to happen. Hi, Rhett. Rhett's here with his balls. Apple origami. Good to see you, Rhett. Look, I don't want to fold my fucking phone. And look, Denise touches on this. This one of the things I always admired about Apple, above every other company with like technology, is how much they invested in accessibility for disabled people. It's fucking right. And I know there's people out there who this will never affect. Right? They look at it and go, but I'm not. Hang on, I don't have a disability. How does this affect me? But there's heaps of people who it does affect. And we want to be as inclusive as possible without, being ridiculous. I don't even know what that means. Hang on a minute. Shit. 8:36. We got time. We got time to calm down. Let me calm down and have some coffee, because that'll calm me down. Apple's accessibility was one of the things that I always admired about their company. And I've talked about this on other shows too. One of the things about Apple, which I really used to enjoy about their keynotes, like I don't care if it's a pre-recorded keynote or a live keynote with people in the audience. I don't give a fuck about that. But what I used to love was the way they would talk about how their products benefited people without feature listing. It's one of the things I hate the most about today's technology. When you buy things, there's just lists of shit. It does this. And it's like, that's great, right? I can list fucking what I had for breakfast for the last 3 months. But it's not going to entice you to, you're not going to understand why I'm having it, why I have that list of things for the last 3 months for breakfast, right? You need to know, if you see a laundry list of shit, you then need to understand, you need to picture in your mind, how can you use these things to your benefit? Features have to have benefits. That is just the way of business. When I used to work in call centers, that one of the reasons I used to do well with my KPIs and heaps of other people sucked was they were just trying to fucking get the KPIs, right? They're just trying to get just enough to get paid and get maybe a bonus or whatever. Where my whole thought is how each individual customer that I speak to, I have an advantage because I have all of their information in front of me. I see where they spend their money, right? Because everyone's information is everywhere, right? And if you didn't know this, most of the places you have a business relationship with, your information pops up on their screen when you contact them. Everything you do, even what you did in your underpants last night. They know, right? So while you're talking to your customer, how I would do my shtick was engage in a conversation and look at their spend and look at their fucking history and look at who they are and tailor a conversation to be able to paint a picture of how you can help them with the things, the features that you have with the product that you're engaging with them. And then they walk away, instead of being disgruntled at the company, they walk away knowing a little bit more about the product that they own. Because you're not going to believe this. The majority of people who invest in products, even just think about this, iPhones, will never use at least 60% of the fucking stuff in the iPhone. Trust me, I worked for Apple as a genius, and the amount of muggins that would come in and just be like, I dropped the phone on the ground again. Ooh, I'm a dum-dum. And you would go, what do you use your phone for? Just texts. It's like, fuck hell, you've got the fucking technology in your pocket to put a man on the moon, and you're sending texts. But they don't give a fuck, right? And that's why I say when you engage in a company, right, and you understand all the features and of the product that you actually, you work for, then you don't really need to deliver a lot when engaging with customers. All you need to do is give them one takeaway each time you engage with them. Did you know that this does this? And it opens so many doors for people because they call with a problem, you fix the problem, And then when you hang up, you give them a piece of information that they may not know about, that you have acquired through looking through their personal information, through looking through their underwear drawer. Am I live? Did I say that? Are we on? But you understand. And that personability is not with a lot of companies don't do that anymore. Apple still does it, right? Apple still is pretty good with that stuff. American Express is another company that does that really well, right? You contact them, you have a problem, they fix the problem, and they give you a takeaway. They give you something to think about for the product that you actually fucking use, instead of just like, you know, being a dum-dum with you. I've got a thing and it folds, right? Let me catch up on some comments here. Which underpants? I don't know. What did I say 5 minutes ago? Yeah, look, and they do. And sorry, that's getting back to the point of what I started with this. With their keynotes, Apple used to come out at the start and they'd say, they talk numbers, right? Numbers, blah, 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 whatever. But they'd always have like a bunch of little side quest videos going, here's this person who has a disability, here's this person who maybe has an amputated leg or something, and how they use the device. Here's this person who, and they would give you like 3 little heartwarming videos on how this fucking stupid little device that doesn't need to be folded has changed people's lives. Because that's the thing, isn't it? Like, you think about it, the one thing that Apple has created that has remained central to their business model is the iPhone. Why? Because it was such a major change and it changed so many things. It was a fucking iPod with a phone, with the weather, an email, and all that stuff. It had everything in there. And it just combined all these things into one place, and it literally changed people's lives. And that's why it grew so fast, was because they realized it and they focused on talking about that. The minute you stop focusing on telling people how something or offering them information that can get more out of the thing, right? Then that's when they right, Shaloa. Great performance by you both last night at Camp Gmail. Wonderful show. Seven Dust. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed the set. Look, there's something magical about the Gmail performances. Let's get off in shitification for a bit. We'll kind of bring things home a little bit more positive. Hang on a minute. Right. Let's talk about performances. Let's talk about being a performer for a little bit, because this is a broad rant today just to get back in the spirit of ranting and all that stuff. Now, if you saw my opening hour yesterday before I performed at Kurtfest, my friend Chris Lane Sr. is here in the chat. He popped in to watch my show. Even sent me a super chat, which everybody who did, thank you so much for, and those who continue to do so, thank you. I noticed Chris had been talking in our little group chat that we have. You know, he'd been working really hard to put together a show, like most of us do, right? You put together a show because this is a good thing. This is an event. We all come together. It's for someone very near and dear to us who isn't here anymore. And you want to do your best. You want to perform your best, and you want it to come off good. You want to be a part of that. Feeling good. You want to feel good. Everybody else feel good. And I pointed out to Chris, just in the live stream, sometimes, in fact, most of the time, it's a good thing to have all your gear sorted and your sound right. But once you're there, let it go, baby. Let it go. And it's all about the performance. Everything's about that moment. You can think about it and have expectations of how it's go, or if it's going to go good, expectations on if it's going to go bad. Try and come up with what if this happens, and have, backup plans and all that shit. But ultimately, it's all about like how you feel it is how you're going to put on one of the best performances of your life, right? In the moment. There's a thing, right, these days where people get freaked out by anxiety. And yeah, anxiety is a fucking motherfucker in a lot of instances. And you hear the word performance anxiety. Listen, performance anxiety is an absolute necessity. It happens to the best performers in the world. And in fact, this is a fact. Some of the best performances that have ever been done by some of your favorite artists, say on a live video that you've coveted and loved so much, before they went on stage, they were a fucking mess. They were just a fucking mess. Flipping out, anxiety, no matter how many times they've done it before. Right? It is what it is. And if you're able to embrace that and grab a hold of it, because that's like the fireflies in Gary Hubbs's jar, right? That's the spark. That's the thing. That's the energy that is enough, right? And far too often in this world now, we look for things that we don't understand, like anxiety and stuff, and it turns out we look at it as a negative thing, right? And it's terrible, I've got anxiety. And it's like, you know what? It's not always a bad thing. It's not always a crippling thing. And comedians, from people hosting shows to people performing in front of the biggest crowds of their life, they all go through this stuff, right? And it's not like, I'm not saying that you sit there and go, well, I've got the anxiety, I'll just it's not even like, it's just embrace it. You know why? Because everybody in the audience, everybody who's watching is on edge as well too. They're waiting for you. They're waiting for your performance. They're there to see you. They're on edge too. They're anxious. Even at gigs, people have paid these days $1,000 for a fucking ticket. Of course they're anxious. They want you to put on a fucking good show at $1,000 a fucking ticket. What I'm trying to say is it's the moment. It's all about that moment. And if you're able to cut everything out and just forget all that shit, because shit's going to go wrong. You can't actually control things like technology, all right? It's like when I went live last night. All my sound's all set. I got to look at. I got this fucking studio. I do this every day. It's all set. It's all rocking. I go live and the volume was fucked. But you just keep going, right? Because you got to get in that moment. You got to do it, right? Because it's those moments. It's when you're able to let go. When you're able to let go of everything around you, get in that moment and really believe what you are singing about. Invest in the festival, the concept behind the festival, the song, the lyrics that you're singing, that you feel it, right? That these are the important lyrics that you wrote. This is something that you invested in, that you've spent your whole life feeling and experiencing to write this song. Again, this is why AI sucks dick so much. Because it's just a bunch of fucking jumbled up words of people's experiences that have no fucking... You can tell when you read AI lyrics. It's like they were written by the stupidest person on the planet. Right? And in saying that, humans write shit music, shit vocals, lyrics as well too. But who am I to fucking say that they're shit? Because if that's what you feel and that's what you love and that's your experience, then it all comes across in the performance, and the performance is the most important. And look, Mix Club will know this as well. This guy here, the Mix Club, he is one of the most seasoned and knowledgeable people in our community. Unfortunately, he's just known for saying balls too much. But he really is. This guy knows so fucking much. And if you've ever had the chance, if you ever have a question and want to get some decent answers, reach out to this guy. I'll put his email in the description. I'll put his email and everybody just email him. No, but he's so knowledgeable, and I'm sure he'll agree with what I'm saying, right? This stuff about investing in the moment. Because you can stress about all this stuff till the cows come home about how people are going to perceive you how the show's going to go. Is my gear going to work? Is my sound going to be okay? You can worry about all that fucking shit. But at the end of the day, nobody is going to give a fuck about any of that stuff. Even if the sound is fucking warbled at the start and then gets fixed up, because people want to believe. People want to be invested. People want to be entertained. Right? They want to fucking be taken away from the drudgery of the fact that the cabal is a bunch of running the world. They want to be taken away from all the misery and they want to be entertained. And Rhett@balls.net. There it is, folks. Contact Rhett at balls.net. He'll answer all your questions. So it is important. I know this is a tangent, but like that's it. And look, every year, well, not every year, every festival that G-May hosts, man, he talks me up every fucking festival. Like, I'm going to put on this fucking killer performance. And you know how much pressure that is each time to try and one up? And I've realized now, I can't. You can't. There's no way to physically one up yourself each time and do something bigger and better, right? If you start thinking that way, you're just going to you're going to end up tripping and falling over flat on your face, right? Because you're losing sight of what it's about. The best performances always come from feeling it, right? And from just losing yourself in the whole thing. That's it. That's the magic. That's the shit. That's where people walk away and go, fuck, that changed me. Because you can have all the gimmicks there are on the world, right? You think about my last performance at Kurtfest where I pulled out that piece of gaffer tape and stuck it on my mouth. I can't do that every fucking gig, can I, right? But in that performance, powerful in that moment, right? Very simple thing to do without having to spend a lot of money, but but that's a moment. That's creating a moment, right? And it's so understated and it's nothing really, but it speaks volumes. And, this is where we are with entertainment, right? And being a content creator, being a performer. And the WWE talk about this all the time. I know wrestling, blah, blah, blah. WWE these days, they used to be about wrestling. Now they call themselves sports entertainment. And what they say in all their press conferences and stuff, with Triple H running the company now, always says WWE is about creating moments. And it's true, right? They try and create these moments where there's some WrestleMania, the big match, and something happens in it that everyone goes, oh, and then they can get hundreds of shots throughout the audience of everyone who didn't expect it, and that's creating moments. And look, goosebumps thinking about this, right? That's the shit. It's about creating moments. And you can sit there and, plan all this stuff with your sound and all that. But how do you do that? How do you create a moment? It's very easy. You get lost in the moment. That's the ticket. That's the magic. You're lost in the moment, and that's the moment that you can't manufacture, you can't script, you can't pay somebody, you can't use AI to prompt it, because you're gone. You've let go of everything. It's gone. You're so lost in the thing that you're doing, in the thing that you've created, and now you're manifesting in front of people, that everybody else fucking believes it. That's why WWE create moments, because their whole idea is to get people to believe that these people, these big, massive dudes, are actually punching each other and their faces aren't fucking bleeding everywhere. Right? And they do. They do. They capture that magic. And people believe it and go, fucking, oh man, people get lost in it. And that's the magic. Getting lost in the moment, creating moments through being lost in the moment. And it's a thing, I'll tell you what, that a lot of people won't teach you this stuff, right? Because there is no class for this. There's nothing. Even you go to acting class, they get you to stand as a tree. Right? And music, you can learn all the sheet music and all the theory and all that stuff. And and learn all your breathing skills for vocals and all that stuff and be classically trained. But it's very hard. There's not a lot of people out there who teach you how to get lost in the moment. And I think that's about belief. That's about letting go and understanding that I can't control everything, and realizing that we're all flawed as fuck, right? We're totally flawed. There is no perfection. We can't attain that shit. So once you're able to let go of that, then you can get lost in the moment. Then other people will believe what is going on and they will get lost and they will feel what you're feeling and they will cry and they will laugh, right? And that's the key to being dialed in. That's the magic, right? Is letting go. Anyway, so we've gone all over the place today, and I meant that. Next week we'll be back with a more focused topic. And I hope you don't think I'm a scatterbrain, but just been a lot going on in my head in the last week or so since stopping the rant. And the how-to series will continue in some form every now and again. I think it's a good idea. The problem was it replaced something like this where I would get up here and just feel free to say whatever I want each Monday morning. And I'd created a new show where I have to do a lot more homework and a lot more work. And it's like, why did you do that? Why did you do that? Do you already do way too much shit? So that was my stupidity. I was very silly in thinking that. And look, it's proven today. So thank you all for turning up, right? I can't do this without you guys. I can't thank you all enough for the support that you do give me here on the channel. Now, we got some cool stuff coming up this week. I'll quickly run through it before I dump you all over to Pete Johns, who's doing Your Music Live that he does every week. Tomorrow, my good friend Rob Jackson, he's got a brand new app. It's a synthesizer. It's called Dynasynth, right? You know what, Gary? I'll do 25 EPs this year. And I'm glad that you're back, Capsulam. Dynasynth tomorrow, happening on here on the channel. I haven't decided what the day after. I think we're going to do this the day after. Parrot by Clev Grant. This thing's really cool. I've got another app that I'm supposed to do and I can't find it here. But I want to show you this because we've got a guest interview this week. We got Ethereal UK. She's from the UK. She's from Thailand originally. I featured her on Unearthed, I think Unearthed episode 2 or 3. Fucking beautiful vocalist and songwriter. She's on the show this week. Very exciting. Don't forget Unearthed episode 12 is happening this week as well too. I've got all the songs selected. I'll be putting those together during the week. And I'll give you the scoop. The opening hour this week, I'll be doing all my favorite Pete Johns covers. Hubba hubba. All right, we got a minute to get out of here. Thank you so much to all the performers who performed at GMA and all the people who came along and supported Kurt Fest yesterday. You guys rock. You restored a little bit of faith. I've lost recently and been a little bit disgruntled and stuff, and it got me very excited. Thank you all for supporting me here on this channel as you always do. My Patreons, my members. Couldn't do it without you. And if you like the rant and you want me to keep doing it, hit the like, leave a comment below and tell me how you like it. It helps the gods at YouTube do something or other. All right, I'll dump you all over at Pete Johns. Do the things that make you happy. Mistakes make you better. We'll all rise together. Stay awake and let's Oj.